In my last video, I talked to you about Amazon ads, and in this video I want to show you how I set up my Amazon ads for KDP. Take a look at the video. Hello Home Bosses, my name is Nouri Yacobi from thehomeboss.com. Welcome to my channel, which is all about helping you to make money online. And if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing so you can get more videos like this. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I set up my Amazon ads for KDP. And as always, I have to tell you that I'm not an expert in Amazon ads. I'm still learning, so I can't really tell you what the best way is to set them up. And I have the feeling that the more I'm doing this, the more I realize that there is no particular way to do it. Everybody will have a different set of results, and you just have to experiment with your ads and see what works for you. But what I can do is I can tell you how I set up ads for my books, and hopefully that will help you. And especially for beginners, if you're not quite sure how to do it, then this tutorial will hopefully help you. So let's go on to my screen share and I'll show you how I do it. So go on to your Amazon KDP bookshelf and you will have all your books on your shelf. If you remember, back in July last year, I made a video about how to make a low content book, and it was this book here. It's all on YouTube. I will leave a link to that under this video. And let's advertise this book. I've never advertised this book before because it's just a lined notebook, and I like to run my ads on books that are a little bit higher quality and higher content. I normally run my adverts on books that are selling quite well anyway. You can run an advert on books that you have only just published, and there is an advantage because when you first publish a book, Amazon gives you a little boost for the first 30 days. And placing an ad on a newly published book can really help with creating sales during those early 30 days. So you can run ads whenever you like. Some people say you shouldn't run ads when you first publish a book. You should wait until it has some sales. Some people say you should wait until the look inside feature is working. I say it doesn't really matter when you run an ad. Running ads is still better than not running ads, but you can also sell books organically. You don't have to run ads. It is possible to sell books on Amazon without running ads, but if you have the budget and you can afford it, running ads is just like a boost. If you have the budget, it's definitely worth running ads. Does every ad work? Does every ad guarantee that you're going to sell your book? No, it doesn't. Ads are a little bit of an experiment, really. You have to place different ads and see which one is going to work for you. Some will work a little bit, and some will not work at all. So you have to really try, and you have to be prepared to spend a bit of money just to try, because not all adverts will be profitable. This is why I say if you're a beginner on KDP, try to sell your books organically first. Wait until you have a budget, wait until you have made some money, and then you can reinvest that money on ads. Or if you've got money to invest in your business, then run ads as soon as you can, because they do help with your sales. So let's run an ad on this one. And when you go on your bookshelf, you go on the right hand side where you find these three dots. You hover over that, and where it says promote and advertise, you click on that. Then you have to choose a marketplace. It gives you choices for Amazon.com, .co.uk, DE. So I would say that wherever your books are selling the most, choose that market. Now, for me, I sell most of my books in Amazon.co.uk. So this is the market that I always choose. But generally speaking, I think start your ads on Amazon.com, because that is the biggest marketplace. And for the purpose of this video, I will choose Amazon.com. So once you click on that, it tells you to create an ad campaign. We click on that. And now you have a choice between sponsored products, sponsored brands, and lock screen ads. Lock screen ads are for ebooks, so that doesn't concern us. And depending on the marketplace that you're advertising, some marketplaces offer different campaign types. So on some marketplaces you will only get sponsored products, and that is the one that I always use. I haven't tried sponsored brands yet and I don't know enough about it, so I always choose sponsored products. So let's click on that. And now you can set your campaign name, and your campaign name is just for you. That is just so that you can identify your book when you look on the dashboard. So I'm going to just write Always Late because that's part of the title of the book. And then I'm just going to add auto because this is an automatic ad. So when I look on my dashboard, I can see that this is the name of the book and it's an automatic ad. We don't choose any portfolios. The start date is the day you create the ad, and I always leave it on no end date. You can always pause your ads or stop them, but I leave it on no end date. The daily budget, I always choose a minimum of $3, sometimes $5. I think the higher you can go, the better, of course, but think about the budget that you want to spend. Amazon will not go over this budget. It's a daily budget, so I'm prepared to spend $3 a day on this advert, which isn't really a lot. I notice that if I type in $5, it kind of works a bit better for me, but I'm not sure if that is just coincidence or whether that's something that the budget amount can affect. Then I choose automatic targeting. In this video, I'm going to show you how to run automatic ads. And in my next video, I will show you how to run other types of ads. But for today, let's just run an automatic ad, which is the easiest way. The campaign bidding strategy, I always click on dynamic bids down only, and only because I feel that I'm more in control of my spend. If I click dynamic bids up and down, Amazon can decide to increase your bid, and I just like to play it safe and I know exactly how much I'm spending this way. So for the ad format, we're going to use a standard ad. Custom text ad, you would have to then write what you want your ad to say, and I just take the standard, which is the simplest way, and you just list your ad as it is on your sales page. So I'm not going to choose a group name because I only create one ad per book. And this is our book. It's already chosen it. So we know it's this one that we want to advertise. And then we go down here onto automatic targeting. And this is where you set your bids. The higher your bid, the more chances of Amazon showing your ads, because you have to imagine there are thousands and thousands of people advertising their books. So how do Amazon choose your book over somebody else's book? Well, that depends on the bid. So the higher you bid, the more of a chance your book has to be seen. Now, Amazon shows you a suggested bid. In this case, it's $2.49, which is quite high, I think. So this is why I don't run ads on notebooks, because if I'm spending $2.49 on each click, because this is what Amazon will charge you for each time somebody clicks on your ad, I will quickly run out of money because my profit for each notebook isn't very much. It's about $1 per book. So I would lose money on this straight away. This is why I like to run ads for books that are worth more money, where I have a bigger profit margin. But let's just put a very low bid here. Let's just say we place 20 cents on this bid. So the bid amount for me depends on what your profit is. Like my books, for example, the ones that I run ads on, they make about $3 profit per book. And depending on what niche you're in, sometimes the suggested bids are a lot lower. Like I'm lucky that I chose a niche where my suggested bids are about 60 to 70 cents. So I can really afford to run those kind of ads. This one, I wouldn't even run an ad because for me, that's far too high for a notebook. But just to show you how to do it in this video, we will run this ad and set it at 20 cents. The other thing I do quite often is if the suggested bid says 20 cents or 30 cents, I choose a number in between. I choose 23 cents, for example. The reason I do that is because most people will go with 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. So if I have a bid at 23, then I'm above all the people that just bid 20 cents. So straight away, I'm above the people that bid 20 cents. Of course, the higher, the better, but it depends on what you can afford. I'm just going to go with a very low bid of 23 cents. You can change this later. Once your ad is running, you can increase or decrease the bid. So this is how you would target automatically. You can also set bids by targeting group, and this then tells you whether you want a close match, a loose match, substitutes or complements. I don't really run this on automatic. I keep it really, really simple and set default bids, because for me, automatic ads are just about gathering information. With automatic targeting, we can't choose the keywords. So I don't really know what this ad would rank for. I don't know what people will click. So automatic ads are really useful for gathering information. Once I run this ad for a few days, I can then check the kind of terms that people have used to find my book, and then I can build a manual ad using that information. That's one way to do it. I usually run 3 types of ads straight away, but the automatic ad is really just for information. I very rarely get really good results from an automatic ad, but it's a good way to familiarize yourself with the process of running ads. And it's also a good way to gather information. But be prepared to spend money just for information rather than for sales. So now you have a negative keyword targeting option. I think that is really something you can use once you know the kind of words that people are clicking on. So imagine that this is your ad, and imagine that you've used keywords like notebook, lined notebook, or because it's got a clock on the front cover, maybe you've typed in alarm clock or something. What happens is that people will find your book when they type in those keywords. So if someone types in alarm clock into Amazon and wants to buy an alarm clock, this book will come up because you've put alarm clock in the keywords. Now that person isn't going to buy your book, and you might get a lot of clicks on something that is not really what they intend to buy. So people might click on your book just to see what it is. They really want to buy an alarm clock, but your book is coming up and they think, oh, what's this? And they click on it, and they've made you spend money on your ads when they have no intention of buying your book. So this is why sometimes you have to put keywords into negative. So if you have used things like alarm clock in this advert as your keywords, you would put that here into the negative keywords so that when people type in alarm clock, they don't see your advert and click on it, because that is wasting your ad budget for you. So that's how you would use negative keywords. But I usually just find out what they are once my ad has been running for a while. So that's all you have to do. And then all you have to do is to scroll down to the bottom and launch campaign. And that's it. And you've got an automatic ad running, and Amazon will send you an email. And sometimes these emails can be a bit confusing, because the first email that you will receive is to just confirm that they have received your application for an ad. And the second email you will receive will tell you that your ad is eligible, and it will say that the following ads are eligible, something like that. And some people get confused with that because they think, well, has it been accepted or not? But it means that it has been accepted and that your ad is running. And you can check that on your dashboard as well, because once your ad is running, it will start showing up on your dashboard. So I hope this has helped you a little bit. And just to recap, I would say start your ads whenever you want to start ads. There is no reason why you should wait. Run them on books that have got a good profit margin to support your ad spend. if you're not making much money on your book, then it's not really worth running an advert for it. So make sure that your profit margin is high enough so that it can cover your ad spend. And other than that, just give it a try. Ads are just about experimenting, having a look, see what works. Give it a few days so that you can check on your dashboard how many impressions you got, what your click-through rate is, how many clicks you have. All of that you can only really know more about once your ad has been running for a few days. Also, read as much as you can about ads. There is also a free course on Amazon Ads. I will leave a link to that under this video. And just inform yourself as much as you can. That's what I'm doing. I'm just learning as much as I can about ads, and then I try and experiment. But don't feel too pressured into running ads. You don't have to run ads. You can sell your books organically without running ads. It just takes a little bit longer, that's all. But ads are a way to speed up that process. They can work and sometimes they don't work, so there's no guarantees. That's why you have to have a budget to run your ads. And don't expect too much from ads at the beginning because you're still learning about it, so it takes a little while to run them in a way that they work for you. So all the best of luck, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye bye.